Did you know some of the Philippines' key environmental protections began with two important proclamations? Signed in 1981, Proclamation No. 2146 identified environmentally critical projects and environmentally critical areas in the Philippines. This law paved the way for the environmental impact statement system, requiring projects to assess their effects on the environment before they begin. Legal basis and purpose. Enacted under Presidential Decree No. 1586, which established the Environmental Impact Statement EIS system, aimed to enforce environmental assessment for high-risk projects in sensitive areas, balancing development with conservation. Environmentally critical projects, or ECP, are categorized into heavy industries, resource extractive industries, and infrastructure projects. Heavy industries include non-ferrous metal industries, iron steel mills, petroleum and petrochemical industries, and smelting plants. Now let's talk about resource extractive industries, which include major mining or quarrying, forestry projects, and fishery projects like dike or fishpond development. An example I could think of that falls under exotic fauna is a mahogany tree plantation, which was famous in the Philippines back then. Mahogany trees are not native to the Philippines, but of America. This invasive nature prevents other plants from growing around. Now let's go on to the third category, which is the infrastructure projects. This include major dams, major power plants, large reclamation works, and major roads and bridges. Now those are the environmentally critical projects. Now let's move on to environmentally critical areas, or ECA. 12 environmentally critical areas include national parks, watershed reserves, wildlife sanctuaries, aesthetic tourist spots, habitats for endangered or threatened indigenous species, areas of historic, archaeological, or scientific importance, territories occupied by cultural communities or tribes, zones often hit by natural calamities, areas with critical slopes, prime agricultural lands, aquifer recharge zones, water bodies, mangrove areas, and coral reefs that is more than or equal to 50% live coralline cover, spawning grounds, and shoreline protection. Proclamation 2146 Effectivity and Enforcement. The proclamation took effect immediately upon issuance. Projects or developments within these categories or areas require Environmental Compliance Certificate, or ECC, before proceeding. Proclamation No. 2146 was signed by then-President Ferdinand E. Marcos on December 14, 1981 in Manila. The proclamation was cemented under PD 1586, empowering the President to designate and regulate critical projects through proclamations. Now, how is it important? It served as one of the earliest legal frameworks for environmental risk mitigation in the Philippines, laid the groundwork for rigorous EIA, or Environmental Impact Assessment protocols, in later administrations, and reinforced state commitment to sustainable development and environmental stewardship. Now here are the key takeaways. Proclamation No. 2146 formally identified high-impact industries, extractive activities, and infrastructure as requiring environmental oversight. It also acknowledged sensitive geographic and ecological areas needing protection, and it operationalized the EIS system via mandatory ECCs, enabling better informed development decisions. In short, Proclamation No. 2146 series of 1981 ensures that the major developments like mining or heavy industry don't harm sensitive ecosystems or communities. And now let's talk about Proclamation No. 803. Dated June 6, 1996, issued by President Fidel V. Ramos, co-signed by Executive Secretary Ruben D. Torres. Proclamation No. 803 officially declares the construction, development, and operation of Gulf forces in the Philippines as environmentally critical projects. Proclamation No. 803, the same with Proclamation No. 2146, are both issued under Presidential Decree No. 1586. Take note, Section 4 of PD 1586 empowers the President to declare certain projects or areas as environmentally critical to ensure they secure an environmental compliance certificate. Now, why was there a need for this proclamation? Gulf force projects can negatively impact the environment through disturbance of ecosystems and ecology, heavy water usage and depletion of scarce natural resources, land withdrawal from agricultural production, application of harmful chemicals and substances, and improper disposal of waste products. Now, what does the proclamation state? Proclamation Statement. All phases involving the construction, development, and/or operation of golf courses, regardless of location, are declared environmentally critical projects. The declaration effect: mandatory requirement to secure an Environmental Compliance Certificate, or ECC, before any project implementation. Now, what is the purpose and impact of this proclamation? Environmental protection ensures that golf course developments do not proceed without environmental safeguards. Uniform enforcement applies nationally. No golf course project is exempt. Institutional accountability. Projects must adhere to EIA standards and environmental management frameworks. And what do proclamation numbers 2146 and 803 remind us? That progress is important, but so is protecting our natural heritage. Thank you so much, Sir Omar and classmates, for listening. You all have a great day.